Hey everyone, it's Linnea. I wanted to give you a little studio tour. This is what you see right when you come in the room. I've got this big cubby unit from IKEA. Most of those baskets hold yarn. On the top here I've got a wool crazy quilt in process. I don't know if that'll ever get finished. Those little round baskets hold Appleton wools and other embroidery flosses that are, not just cottons, and some leftover ribbon. This one has a giant crazy quilt that's pieced on a queen-sized sheet, which it's the first quilt I ever started, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and it's really big, so it hurts to work on all the embroidery in the center of it. But friends of mine drew patterns on it for me to embroider. You can see that beautiful hawk there that one friend drew. So I really do want to finish it because they all worked so hard helping me out on it. That bowl there is a linen spinning bowl that my friend Virginia Verkus from Dancing Pig Pottery made, and you put water in the bottom of the bowl, and there's actually a handle in the base of the bowl. So you run your fiber under that handle and it dips it in the water, and then you can wet spin it. And wet spinning is how you make linen that's worth having against your skin. You can see I've got some quilting cottons there. This little cubby has kind of a yarn arrangement in it, as if it was a floral arrangement. That weird catty thing has primarily yarns from Spirit Trail and String Theory. I love those folks. And then you can see I've got some spools there a friend made me. It says Amy. Believe it or not, my mama did not name me Crazy Linnea. That's a little bag that my friend Jane knitted. It's really, really cute, and it's all sitting on some really gorgeous hand-woven green and gold fabric. In the corner here, I've got these plastic drawers. I hate plastic, but I needed something to put scraps in, so and small pieces. The ones in the front here have fat quarters, and the ones tucked back in the corner there have silk and linen scraps. And then I've got my Inkle, Loom, my Winder, and Swift. That's a picture of my friend Adrienne and me. I'm the brunette in college working on something silly. This bookshelf has quilting books and pattern making books, sewing stuff. Here is where I actually sew. You can see all my thread there. It's normally neater than that. I have this big, huge Janome Memory Craft 6500. It's a quilting machine. I really like it. Under the table, and I'll show you the ugly stuff too. That bright red, the basket with the bright red in the top is stuff I'm working on right now. The one in the corner there is Crazy Linnea's, which is an actual thing. I make a lot of garments for friends of mine in living history, and they go into that basket, and then it comes to events. This stack there is stuff for my string quilt. Strings ready to go. If that's a project I'm working on, I basically made some yardage out of a Free Spirit charm pack. I think that'll become a bag. I'm not quite sure yet. This is one of my favorite gadgets. My friend Jamie is from a long line of quilters and sewers and knitters and stuff, and I believe it was her grandfather who designed and made this. And you can see it opens out, and then when you pick it up, it closes, and then your spools can't escape. So you could go to a quilting bee or something like that and not lose any of your threads, but bring a ton of them. There's my serger, ranks and ranks of really silly pincushions. That's that bulletin board I made a few years ago out of corks. And I've got, just inspirational stuff and stuff that makes me happy, and I don't know, all kinds of cute stuff on there. This is... I don't say cute. This is another shelf I got, and I like it because it fits under the window. You can see it has a cat on it, of course. The baskets on the bottom there have my string quilt in process and some stuff I need to cut for foundation piecings. Those are all my knitting books, officey stuff. On the top here, my knitting needles are in this beautiful vase from my friend Virginia, and my friend Gail used to throw pots, and this is one of the ones she made that I really love. Man, if you think it's tough to knit and sew and have room for all your stuff, try being a potter. Your hobby could accidentally burn your house down if you don't set your space up correctly. These are those coins that my friend Kedek made me, which I absolutely love. Needles in cases. These two leather ones are cases that my friend Brogan made, and he filled them with antique knitting needles that were bone and antler that he found at different estate sales. I'm guessing he never fessed up. Yarrow, stop. Yarrow is he's a naughty cat. This is my favorite birdhouse, which I bring inside. My Hortobachi Bichikotek, which I've talked about before. This is a tool caddy that I just got at that quilt show a few weeks ago. It's absolutely gorgeous. This shaker basket maker from Virginia made that. And I keep things like, that's a laying tool that you use in embroidery to put a stitch exactly where you want it. And other little pretty hand tools. These baskets hold my buttons. A Maryland artisan made those. I don't know if you can read that. That says falcha in Irish, but rather than in the type of script you're used to seeing, that's ogam, which is an ancient form that they would carve on stones. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, this is a copper bowl that used to be a flat thing that a very talented woman hit with a hammer thousands of times until it turned into a dish. And it's where I put paper clips. These are some pieces of stained glass that are normally in the windows, but I knew you wouldn't be able to see them if I put them back in the windows. So my friend Mary made those. I really love them. Antique darning eggs in a little carrier made by that same box maker. This is silly. These are the wheels from a piece of furniture I'll show you here in a second, and you know, they didn't work anymore. So I took them off, but I couldn't bear to throw them out because I think they're very cool looking, and a lot of my friends do assemblages. So those are waiting for someone to use them for something wonderful. This is an antique hammer I found in the woods when I was camping. Once upon a time, camping is good for you. Ganesh. Those are garment cottons. This is my actual desk area. I used to use this for cutting, but you can see this top, it's reclaimed wood, so it's not very even. So I moved my cutting station. I'll show you that in a second. My friend's new CD, yay, polka dots. Another board with kind of inspirational stuff on it. This basket with the silly hat from Kyrgyzstan on it has my spindles and paper mache mask of my face, because you need those sometimes. One of my old singers, hand-spun, printer, file cabinets. This is now my cutting station on this dresser. I'm guessing from the 40s that had been my mom's that she stopped using, so I snagged it. I've got my cutting area on the top here, and I'm kind of proud of this. This is almost all of my sock yarn. I'll show you the rest in a second, but I'm glad that I don't have overly much. I'm sure to some people that looks like a lot, but I have friends with way more yarn than that. This basket and my spindle basket were both made by a really talented Virginia basket maker. This rug was made by my friend Halima. It's felt, and it's absolutely gorgeous. She's a genius. These drawers, I can't open them one-handed, and I'm obviously holding a camera, so you'll have to believe me. The bottom one has wools and silks, and the middle one there, the big guy, has garment linens. And then this is like jewelry making supplies and flower arranging stuff. And this is more officey stuff. Discs of things that I need to put in other formats, like writing samples and stuff. Flashcards, Old Irish and Modern Irish and Middle Welsh. I know it might seem silly that I still have those, but I do actually use them. I'm trying to keep these languages in my head, which is really darn hard. Over here, I've got a singer from the 50s that I love, but I need to replace the plug on. This is a beautiful birch bark basket bag that my friend Scott and a couple of other artisans put together. I absolutely love it. This houndstooth is covering these terribly ugly baskets that hold my costuming for living history. I don't want to see those. I have a lot of costuming. On the ground here, I've got this basket with elk and deer hides in it. I hope that doesn't freak anybody out, but I work a lot with leather, and I figure better elk and deer hide than cattle because elk and deer, they're always free range. That bag, the Constant Companion bag, has my cat's foot rug in it that I need to finish, cat's paw. That's that recycled sweater felt bag I made a few years ago. This is my version of a Constant Companion that I made. I did hand embroidery for the numbers, and I did some machine embroidery on it, which I wish I hadn't done. I don't like that part. I think the smartest thing I did was make this skinny middle section for for interchangeable circular tips. So I like that. And then I've got ribbon on this thong, and this piece of wood in the middle there is my distaff I use for living history, and it's wrapped in this absolutely beautiful blue-faced Leicester. Oh, I love to spin that stuff. And then I've got some belts that, like that's a linen hand-woven belt that I made on my ankle loom. It wrinkles like crazy, unfortunately, but that's what linen does. This wool one was made by a different artisan. This is the rest of my sock yarn. Just a few things in the top here are, you know, balls of yarn that don't need to be wound off. But then the stuff in the bottom there is leftovers that I can use for sock yarn blankets or baby sweaters if I have enough. And then this is the worst part of my studio. As you can tell, I'm in the knee walls here. We're in a kind of a fake Cape Cod. And so a huge portion of this closet is actually lost behind the slope. and you can't get to it because the door is not very wide. It's probably about a 26-inch wide door. So it's hard to get back there. You can't reach much of what's in there. This basket holds sweaters ready to be felted and made into more cool recycled sweater stuff. The shelves in the back have my spinning fibers, which you can't really see because in the front there I've got stuff that I'm bringing to the Knitters Review retreat for the Stash Lounge. Ironing board, garments that need some work, batting, photography supplies. So that's about it. I hope you all are having a great day. Bye.